What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. And for today's WWE news video, holy fuck, there is a lot to talk about. There is a lot to talk about. I'm not so sure how I'm going to title the video, but I will try to make it all fit into one title. But for today's video, 205 Live is no more. That will actually be the first thing that I'm going to talk about. So, for today's video, there's a lot to talk about, including the latest on 205 Live no longer, around. It's now coming to an end, and a new show will be in its place. It'll be basically another NXT of sorts. I will also be talking about a potential WrestleMania match featuring Stone Cold Steve Austin. Wonder what that's about. What time exactly will NXT Stand Deliver take place? And also, two possible returns one for The Rock and one for somebody else. But who could he be? So let's talk about 205 Live. You guys know 205 Live started back in 2016, right around, I think, not too long after, I believe after Survivor Series, actually. It became a show for the cruiserweight division, and it was around, and it would air live immediately following SmackDown Live back then, of course, when it was on the WWE Network. And it started back on November 29th. November 29th, 2016. Obviously, I didn't have the WWE Network back then. In fact, I think I had it, it was February 2017, so I was able to watch it then, but still, I might go back and watch the card. Watch some of the matches from back then. I just might. I'll have to see. I don't know. But 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 6 years. Close to 6 years. Well over. That's a lot. That is insanity. That's insane. I never thought that it would ever come to an end. But there will be a brand new show that will be airing tomorrow night at the time that I'm recording this video, which will be the same day that I'm going to post it. It's Thursday, February 17th, so tomorrow night. Streaming on Peacock, no copyrights, big shout out. Y'all know how this works with the algorithm. There will be a brand new show in its place. It will be known as NXT Level Up. And it will actually, and they already, and they already filmed it right before Vengeance Day this past Tuesday. It's kind of sad, honestly. But at the same time, it's kind of refreshing. If you really think about it, it's kind of refreshing, and the reason why is because the first cruiserweight champion of the current era of WWE was T.J. Perkins, and I'm actually gonna look back, go online. Cruiserweight champion 2016. Yeah, to 2021, because I think New Year's Evil was the last. Yeah, so I'm actually going to, let's see. Alright, here we are. Let's see if I can find something online. So okay, yeah, I thought so. So the inaugural NXT, I guess, cruiserweight title, um, was none other than none other than T.J. Perkins. But of course, too, the cruiserweight title has been around for a bit longer than that. Because if you guys remember, WCW was actually home to the cruiserweight title, whereas opposed to WWE, to WWF, World Wrestling Federation, it was home to what they dubbed it as the light heavyweight championship, which was basically, some people called it a knockoff version of the WCW cruiserweight title, but it is what it is. The last champion that was cruiserweight champion in 2007 actually was none other than Hornswoggle, because he was literally under the weight limit, in which back then the weight limit was 225 pounds. Now, obviously, it was 205. Anything over that, you're considered a heavyweight, which is kind of hilarious. But as far as the title goes, it became the WWE Cruiserweight title from September 14th to October 2nd. And the reason why is because from September 14th, 2016 to October 2nd, 2019. Reason being is because right around 2019, 205 Live became a namesake for the NXT roster, as well as the NXT UK roster as well. And if you guys don't remember, again, it was WWE Cruiserweight title. It became home to Monday Night Raw for the Cruiserweight division, and then they ended up getting their own show not too long after that. And then by October 2nd, NXT just pretty much took over 205 Live, and it became a new, their second NXT, so to speak. So from October 2nd, 2019 to January 4th, 2022, New Year's Evil was when the Cruiserweight title was around, or rather the NXT Cruiserweight title. Now obviously going in order of the titles, T.J. Perkins became the first ever champion. So if you guys don't know how that came about, Triple H actually revealed that the winner of the Cruiserweight Classic would be the inaugural Cruiserweight champion, which would be exclusive to Raw. And T.J. Perkins actually defeated now former WWE superstar Grand Metalik to win the tournament and the title. It's sad that the Cruiserweight Classic didn't get another run, but it is what it is. Then of course you had the Brian Kendrick, Rich Swann, Neville, or I guess now his name on AEW is the Bastard Pack. I think, I don't know. I don't watch AEW, but still, Akira Tozawa and then Neville became two-time champion. Enzo Amore, Kalisto, and then of course again Enzo Amore. Then the title got vacated because of Enzo Amore being released due to some bullshit that he had gotten dealt with, obviously with some accusations of sexual assault and harassment bullshit. Yeah, this is Enzo Amore we're talking about here, so yeah. And then of course too, they hosted a tournament where the final two would compete at the WrestleMania, on the WrestleMania 34 kickoff in New Orleans. Cedric Alexander ended up winning it. And then of course, and then of course Murphy, or I guess Buddy Murphy, Tony Nese, Drew Gulak, Leo Rush, Angel Garza, Jordan Devlin, one of the longest reigning champions ever. Actually, yeah, he's actually truth be told, Jordan Devlin is the longest reigning cruiserweight champion in history. He's the only one. Yeah. Having held the title 439 days, which is impressive. And then of course Santos Escobar held the title for 321 days before they got unified. Then of course Kushida, Roderick Strong, and then of course Carmelo Hayes being the last champion because of the fact that he's under the 205 limit actually, which is pretty cool. But honestly, it's kind of bittersweet, I guess, for WWE. But as far as the name, they are calling it Level Up, which is pretty crazy. But I must admit, the logo looks incredible. I have to admit, I have seen photos of the logo. It actually looks pretty good. As far as we know, as far as who will be I guess on the commentary team, it will actually be Kelly Kingcad, I guess, or as Quinn McKay, if you guys remember him from Ring of Honor, he will actually be on the commentary team, I guess. I don't know exactly who else will be there, but I'm actually looking forward to it. But as far as the stage setup, it's basically NXT. It's basically NXT. The setup for NXT. So I don't have anything else to say about it except, I mean, I guess let's level up. But to be fair, this is all because of Joe Gacy. If you guys remember, I think, what was that, Halloween? Oh, no. War Games. If you guys remember War Games, Joe Gacy had, I guess demoralized the legacy of the Cruiserweight title, and Roger Strong was like, alright, you know what, you want to demoralize its legacy? Fine, I'll defend the title against you. But the thing is, if Gacy won, which he didn't, the title would have been vacated easily. But Roderick Strong proved that he can do it. So, but big shout outs to this new show, Level Up. We'll see how good it'll be. Who knows? Excuse me. Now for NXT Stand and Deliver. So, you guys know NXT Stand and Deliver apparently is going to be scheduled for Saturday, which is going to be which will be the same time as which will be the same day as night 1 of WrestleMania. The question is, what time exactly? 11 a.m. in the morning. Yeah. 11 a.m. in the morning, which is insane. According to WrestleVotes, big shout out, no copyrights, y'all know how this works. They took to Twitter and they reported that it'll be taking place Saturday morning on April 2nd from the American Airlines Center in Dallas, which will have a start time of 11 a.m., which will be a long day for fans who will attend WrestleMania that night as well, which will be insane. Not much else to say about it. I don't know exactly what matches will be on the card, but apparently once Stand to Deliver 2 comes to a close, apparently there's going to be a 5-hour break from the end of Stand and Deliver to WrestleMania kickoff show for night 1, which will be very interesting to say the very least. But it will indeed be a busy day for the fans who do attend WrestleMania. But for those who work both kickoff shows, ooh, that's gonna be quite the day for them, to say the very least. Honestly, I'm excited. I can't wait to see how this plays out. But who knows? You might see me on both kickoff shows. Who knows? You never know. You never know, people. You never know what could happen. You never know. Only time will tell. But I am so excited for WrestleMania weekend. It is going to be insanity. And on that note, why? Thank you. For some reason, my laptop would not move. On that note, speaking of WrestleMania, who exactly wants to take on Stone Cold Steve Austin? Well, it's none other than Kevin Owens, as apparently, it's been talked about for quite a while now. Which means we could see a battle to see who has the better stunner, if you will. Is it Stone Cold or is it The Rock? So according to Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer, no big shout out, no copyrights. Y'all know how this works with the algorithm. Meltzer took to his radio show and said, quote, the impression I have is the match is on. I know that backstage at WWE all day, that's all I kept hearing about. Not all I kept hearing about, but I heard it early in the day and then kept checking around, and more people were saying they heard the same thing. I don't know that it's a done deal, but people were talking like it was. Like I said, I was not told that it was a done deal, but people were under the assumption that it was. And that promo clearly tells you that they are booking the idea that it is happening. Now, of course, too, what Meltzer was talking about was the promo that Owens cut on Raw, where he said that he took a shot at the state of Texas, saying that he apparently hated Texas, even though he said that he was a fan of Texas. I don't know. Kevin Owens is hella weird. I can tell you that right now. However, according to PW Insider, as a cross-reference, if you will, apparently WWE had reached out to Stone Cold at the end of December, the beginning of January, to gauge his interest in coming back to the ring or even just making an appearance at WrestleMania. And then of course, if this were to happen, it would truly boost up the ticket sales, which means WWE would have to sell at least 200,000 tickets to sell out both nights of the two shows, which means this year's WrestleMania will be nothing compared to WrestleMania 32, where they sold 101. Hold on, I gotta look at that. I need to see about something. WrestleMania 32. Let's see. 101,763 fans attended, which is insane. Now you guys know what happened. You guys know how it all came about. apparently, according to the reviews, if you will, there have been a lot of mixed to negative reactions, mainly because of the fact that the main event was not what we expected, to say the very least. But apparently Stone Cold Steve Austin will be on the brand new WWE 2K22 video game, which is awesome. China is also being on there as well, which is incredible. She deserves it, obviously. But if only we could get her into the Hall of Fame. If only. Not as a part of DX, that already happened, but as a solo competitor. If only. If only. Will it happen? Only time will tell. But honestly, as far as this goes, I'm all for it. I would love to see Kevin Owens and Stone Cold duke it out. I would love to see that. But if this happens, this would be Austin's first match in 19 years. And the last time he was in the ring as a competitor, it was actually back at WrestleMania 19 inside Safeco Feel. Safeco Field? Oh, let me see. I think it's Safeco Field. Let's see. Let's see. I believe it was exactly Safeco. I think that was the name. Safeco Field. Yeah. Safeco Field in Seattle, where there was only 54,097 fans, which was one of the smallest shows, if you will, in its history. I think second to Madison Square Garden, if I remember correctly, I believe. So, but yeah, honestly, I'm all for it. Let's see if we can make that happen. Now for one thing in particular. Possible returns for The Rock and one Cody Rhodes. Yeah, Cody Rhodes apparently is in talks with WWE. So as far as The Rock goes, you guys know that he played a host. He actually hosted this past Sunday's Super Bowl, where we saw the LA Rams defeat the Cincinnati Bengals. Hell of a fight by Cincinnati, but Rams took it. Big shouts to the Bengals. Big shouts to the Rams on their victory, obviously. But we'll see what happens in the next season. But with that being said, it's possible that we could see The Rock come back. But apparently, Jamie Lovine, or his Iovine, I don't know how to pronounce the name. Big shout out, no copyrights. Y'all know how this works. Took to Twitter and said, "So The Rock absolutely crushed his intro, obviously being at the Super Bowl, but when he said millions and didn't pause for and millions by the fans, I shed a small tear." The Rock replied saying, brother, that was a little Easter egg for you and the millions. Don't worry, the millions with a little star pauses coming soon. Yeah. So it could mean that we might see The Rock come back, but the question remains, when? Odds are we might see him come back. We might see him come back, but only time will tell. Only time will tell if and when he comes back. If he does, odds are he might target his own cousin Roman Reigns. So who knows? But as far as Cody Rhodes goes, that is an even more interesting development, because Cody Rhodes actually left left WWE back in 2016. He was actually fired. He was fired from WWE back in 2016 and never got a single world title opportunity, which is insane. After he and his wife Brandy left WWE, they traveled the world. They went to do their own thing, and they were the ones that created AEW. They started AEW, and apparently now they're leaving. So apparently both Andrew Zarian and Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful, big shoutouts to them. No copyrights. Y'all know how this works with the algorithm. They revealed that Cody Rhodes' team has been in contact with WWE after he and his wife Brandy left AEW. Again, I don't watch AEW, but I did hear a lot of rumors about Rhodes and Brandy leaving AEW. So yeah. So shortly after their departure, it was AEW. After their departure was announced, Zarian tweeted, "I can confirm that Cody's camp has been in contact with WWE officials." Sean Ross Sapp, on the other hand, said, "What in the hell? Come on. I don't want ads on my screen. So if you can just get the fuck... Thank you." Sean Ross Sapp, again, no copyrights. Y'all know how this works with the algorithm. But he reported saying, quote, "Shortly before the announcement, WWE officials were aware of the situation and also knew that an announcement would be dropped. We've heard that the two sides have at the least had discussions, but WWE was well aware that an announcement regarding Rhodes' departure would be made at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time." Obviously, we don't know if Rhodes will come back to WWE, but if he does, this would be very interesting because it would all depend on how the fans would react. That is the big thing because, again, he's been gone since 2016. So 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 6 years. He's been gone for 6 years. He's been gone for 6 years. And during that time, he went to New Japan. He went to Ring of Honor. He went to all these other promotions and finally started to have and was one of the ones that created AEW, paving the way for, I guess, what's the talent there? I don't even know. I know that Ruby Riott is there. I know that Dean Ambrose is there. Jericho's there. I know that Sting is there. Only some of the old WWE talent. Keith Lee, Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, Adam Cole. But other than that, I don't know a whole lot about AEW. So if you guys do know the roster, let me know in the comments because I don't know the rest of the roster. But Sammy Guevara will probably be another one I know. Darby Allin would be another one as well. But again, Rhodes and his wife Brandy coming back, that would be very interesting because if they do decide to come back, they may end up getting booed completely by the fans, which is a possibility, but only time will tell. Only time will tell. But him coming back, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. His run as with the character named Stardust, not the best. It was utter bullshit. I'll admit. But this also ties into to his brother Dustin Rhodes. Apparently, rumor has it that with Cody Rhodes coming back to WWE potentially, there's been rumors that Dustin Rhodes might come back as well. Whether he comes back as Dustin Rhodes or or as Gold Dust. Either one, but only time will tell. But that brings me to the question of the day. Do you guys want to see Cody Rhodes come back to WWE? Let me know in the comments below. And that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want to see more WWE news videos, which get posted every Thursday, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you guys do not miss out on any new content that comes your way. And be sure, to follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. All the links will be down in the description below. And if you guys have any family you want to send me and want me to open up on the channel, my address, all the info will be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.